One thing I noticed with the Black community and other communities as well, but I'm talking about this one because it's mostly what I was raised with. They like to throw um, people in and out of Blackness, especially multiracials or people who, how should I say it, they identify as Black and whatnot. And yet they try to gaslight them into thinking that, oh, your other side won't accept you, but we will. Hi, exotical Barbies, welcome back to my video, and let's get started. So this video is to talk about stop letting people police your Blackness. Okay, and this is not only for for mixed people as well. This is also for like I noticed mostly this is for multiracials like me, but also too for like light skins and unambiguous monoracial Black women who, because I noticed this a lot when they try to police your Blackness as well. So let's get started. Now, when I say police your Blackness, what I mean is, for example, they tell you, oh, you don't talk Black. You're not Black at all. They try to say, oh, you talk white. You know what I'm saying here? Or sometimes they try to be like, oh, that's your other half talking. Or they try to be like, oh, you're doing white girl activities. They're policing your Blackness. And over here, this channel, we're not going to police anyone's Blackness, Hispanics. Like, we're not going to do any of that over here, okay? So, one of the things I saw while growing up and whatnot is that if you happen to do activities that they secretly want to do, because I know Exotical United talk about this, is that they would, like, how men mostly, how they, project their projections, their confession, right? They do the same thing as well. So, for example, if you happen to, go to Ivy League school, Yale, whatnot, and you happen to wear like blazers and whatnot, they're gonna be like, oh, you're trying to fit in with the white people. You don't need to do all that. Yeah, they try. It's like a humbling tactic. I would go as far as say these are like humbling tactics, whatnot. And also too, what I noticed is that for multiracials like me and whatnot, they try to tell you, oh, but at the end of the day, you're still Black. Or if you're like unambiguous, like let's say like you are Black presenting, but you're biracial or multiracial, they will still try to hump you. They still try to say, oh, at the end of the day is Black. By the way, with this being said, stop hanging around those people. Dismiss yourself from these people. Okay? Because one thing I noticed is that they like to humble you. They want to they don't want you to explore your uniqueness. Let's say you are monoracial, you've been told this stuff and whatnot. Don't let them stop you. Okay, you need to cut these people off. I'm telling you, ever since I cut these people off, my life has been better. Okay, it actually got as far as that I forget that they say these type of things. Okay, so with that being said, also too, let's say you live with these type of people. Let's say you're still in high school and you live with these type of people, and you just like ignore them. Okay, or call them out. Yeah, you know what? I'm pro calling them out. Or if they do an activity, for example, let's say your mom tell you that going to get someone coffee after Pilates is a white girl thing. Well, when she go out painting, be like, oh, aren't you in your white girl season 2? Right? Call her out. I am pro at calling out. So when those type of things happen, either call them out or cut them out your life and ignore them. Okay? Because you are allowed to go to explore other people's cultures and whatnot and embrace it and love it and learn from it. Period. There's no such thing as you trying to act like first of all, there's no such thing as acting white or acting Black. Okay? There's no such thing. That is policing someone's race, or for our instance over here, for majority of our instances, I think, police see someone as blackness. Okay? So with that being said, one thing I noticed is that especially like when you're with people who's how should I say it, in a monoracial box. Yes. And you can see it's a good thing or a bad thing, but people who usually be in a monoracial box, it's like they only think like there's only one way of doing it, kind of deal. You know, people's like narrow minded, like there's one way. Yeah, it's kind of like that over here. So like for example, they will struggle to realize that there's some black girls who are soft and feminine, like Aurora, you know, and they will be like, oh, she's acting white. Or they struggle to realize there's some black girls who are like kind of goth like. You know, they be like, oh, she's in her emo boy season, emo white boy season. You know what I'm saying? So those people tend to not understand those type of things and whatnot. And one thing, a biggest thing you do is call them out or like ignore, and they try to break it down. So like, if you guys don't know, I have in my description on my YouTube channel and whatnot where you can send me emails and whatnot, because I love to discuss these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's much more humbling tactics, but what I realize over here is that they police your blackness. And also too, I realize for multiracials like me is that they like to tell us when we're black, and they hate to see that when we celebrate a part of ourselves, and they try to tell you that you are not that you're not supporting black people. Like for example, I am part Cherokee, so I love to like learn about my history, you know, read sometimes like my old grandmother's journals and whatnot and stuff like that. And I remember I was told like, oh, you don't like being black, or you're still black at the end of the day. You know that, right? You know, I was told that. Also think too is that go where you love. Okay, because one thing I noticed is that you don't have to sit there and stay within the community and whatnot. Because I remember when I was younger, I used to do that. Now I don't do that anymore. I go where I'm loved. Okay, so if they try to make fun of you for, oh, you hanging out with all white people, or you hanging out with all these Hispanic people, you know, you don't like being black anymore, why not? Leave. Just leave them. You are obligated to come in and out of community, as long as you're not disrespecting them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're allowed to go in and go out. Point blank, period. Who's gonna stop you? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I realized. And ever since, like, celebrities do it all the time. Celebrities do it all the time. Like Zoe Salonda. Now, I really don't care for her and whatnot, but one thing I realized is that she go in and out. People argue and whatnot, but no one checked her. Point blank, the period. You know what I'm saying? Or like Saweetie. She does it too. You are obligated to do that. Don't let these people stop you. Okay? They trying to police it because they realize they can't do it. Or at least they have that mindset of they can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So because they can't do it, they feel like you can't do it. And they hate to see you thrive in what you can and cannot do. I mean, what you can do. Sorry. So that's one of the things I noticed, especially with multiracial, biracials, and monoracial black women who happen to enjoy other people's cultures and whatnot. So yes, please like, comment, follow, tell me your stories. You know, do you agree, do you disagree, have you seen it happen to someone else and not you? You know, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with you. Like for example, if you want to stay in the black community and love the African, go ahead and do it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's only wrong when you try to, what's I call it, control other people's blackness. Anyways, love you, Sodical Barbies.